Welcome to How Do We Human, the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
I told Evan that there was going to be a very bland intro, and then that just sort of spilled out of me.
He said he didn't have any sauce, and I'm like, you might be able to spurt some hot fudge out there, and I think you did.
Turns out I got lost in the sauce.
Yeah, you just got to spank the bottom of the bottle.
Oh, yeah. Show the bottle who's boss, you know what I mean?
I do.
Now that we've talked about spanking bottles, Evan, I'd like to talk to you about your life, naturally.
Yes.
A natural segue. Evan, how you doing?
You know, I'm doing okay. I have two stories, which we don't have time for that, I don't think. But I am going to, I think, give it over to you to pick one, and maybe I tell you next week if nothing crazy happens. So, one story is just a barrel of confusion and conspiracy and what the fuck just happened related to getting a repair for my CPAP machine.
Okay.
The other didn't happen to me. It was something I witnessed at a concert, which
Can I get a witness?
Arguably is something that I could have done and the way I might have reacted. But it was fun to watch someone else go through it. Which of these feels more enticing for today? For the children of today?
Sure. I'd like to get this concert story.
It's a good one. All right. You ready for this?
Yes.
I don't go to a lot of concerts anymore because I don't live in LA, and that's where most of the nearby concerts occur. And that's a long drive, which I'm always happy to do. But then once it's like midnight and the concert's getting out and I have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours home, that sucks. But it turns out there's a venue in Riverside, which is under an hour from here, maybe 45 minutes, I'll say, without traffic. A little more reasonable, and one of my old favorite bands, the Mars Volta, was coming through, and I was like, I gotta go, let's do it. What are the chances of that? They're coming nearby. Why are they playing Riverside? I don't know, but they are, and I was happy for it, and I went. I bought a shirt, I told you, and I wish I was wearing that shirt right now so I could prove it, because I know nobody believes me. But it's true. I put up the money and I bought a shirt. First there was a worry because these were general admission tickets, meaning you don't have a seat, and all the ticket things showed like balcony. No balcony, bro. I mean, there is a balcony, but we're not letting anybody up there. You're gonna be on the floor, and I'm old now, and that's really, really hard. Because there's two openers, the whole thing ended up being like a 3 or 4 hour affair. And you want me to stand on my feet for 3 or 4 hours?
Most episodes of The Floor that I've seen are only 1 hour.
Exactly, because that's a moderately reasonable amount of time to ask these people to stand on their feet. Some of them are older than me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably why when they cut to them, sometimes you'll see people just collapsed on the floor.
We've never specifically gone into it, but we are both avid watchers of the floor.
I'm caught up.
I'm not caught up. I'm a couple episodes behind still. It's good shit. It's terrible. It's my favorite terrible show.
It is like a show that, like, for anyone who hasn't watched it and doesn't understand the appeal, I'm going to explain it's just a tiny bit, and it's probably not going to sound appealing, but it's basically like flashcards of like for a baby, you know, like, oh, somebody's got a bunch of flashcards of fruit. Can you name them? And you just flip through them, and you're like, I named most of the fruits. And then you're
Like,
excited. You feel like, I'm a genius.
yeah.
I named several different types of tree.
Yeah. And you might think he's a little bit exaggerating, but like truly, it would not at all be out of place for there to just be a category like the kids' toys where you pull the thing and it makes an animal noise.
Yeah. Oh,
And I think
yeah.
someone could just be doing that behind the curtain and they'd be like, pig, cow. That occasionally is it. And then every now and then there will be something that's just like, do this math equation really fast. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
slow down the floor.
Get this out of here.
What is this, Ken Jennings? I'm here
Yeah,
for Rob Lowe.
Exactly. I'm not here to do math equations. I'm here to name all the Simpsons characters.
Things I'm good at. Yeah, it's great. Watch it. It's horrible. These people are all insane. That's most of the entertainment value. Anyways, so I'm worried. I'm getting older. The last time, I don't even remember what the last. Oh yeah, I guess the last time was the last time that I had to be on my feet for a whole concert was a lot, but I survived. That was probably 2 years ago. But I got there, and guess what? There were seats in the back on the floor, and they're just open. Anyone can sit there. So I was like, and I love this band. I convinced myself, I'm like, I'm gonna sit down through those first two acts. The second the band gets up, I will get on my feet because, reminder, I was recently in a car accident, and the doctor said, alternatively, or I can't think of the right word, but opposite of what you might think, you don't want to be stationary too long. You do want to move around a bit. I'm like, well, that's perfect then. I'll stay on my ass for 3 hours and then spend like an hour and a half on my feet. I could do that. So I'm sitting there. Do I sit in the front row? No, I choose to sit not 2 rows back, 3 rows back. Why? I don't know. it felt like too much pressure to take the front row, and there was already some people sitting there. And then I didn't want to sit directly behind them. I didn't want to put pressure on them, so I went the row behind that.
Okay.
Normal behavior? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
There are people in front of me. I'd say early 50s. There's this woman that just will not stop. She's playing with her hair the whole time. I'm like, ma'am, you are too old for this. I'm not one to judge. But it was like 2 hours straight. Acting like she was on the phone with a crush, twirling the phone cord around her finger. I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not judging, but I am observing. And I do find this to be weird behavior. Now, with that settled, another person comes up. I went for the longest time with nobody wanting to sit next to me, probably because I was a guy by himself at a concert, and people don't love that. But someone was like, I'm going to do it. Not sit next to him, but like a few seats down. And there was this woman, and she had so many beverages. She had a soda in the crook of her right arm, a soda in her, I said right, but I meant left. If you're watching on YouTube, I got like right and left wrong because I'm looking at a mirrored image of myself. But I really fooled myself. 2 drinks in hand, 1 drink in the crook of her shoulder, or whatever, crook of her armpit.
Whatever.
This is not, none of this is the word I'm looking for. Elbow. Woof. She goes by. All these drinks, assumedly someone else was going to join her, right? She sits down, immediately drops one of the sodas. The soda goes not at her feet, but under the seat in front of her, which is underneath the seat of the woman I was talking about, land just like a water balloon onto her purse. I see this. The woman who dropped the soda knows what happened. The woman it happened to, she did not notice. The person who dropped the soda's immediate reaction was like to reach for it, but then saw the damage was done and just leaned back, pretended like it didn't happen, took a sip of her soda, just kind of sitting around. 30 seconds go by and she gets up and she leaves. I'm like, is it on me to tell this person?
Right.
Because I watched this whole thing. I will say.
And knowing you, it's going to be some frantic, like, as soon as she grabs her purse and notices that it's wet, Evans is just going to have the alibi pour out. Like, I was several rows behind you. It wasn't me. But I did see somebody, and they spilled it, and it was like a water balloon on your purse.
You're gonna remember that 90% of the time I was the only person back here. I only had one drink, and it was a water. I swear to God, someone else did sit in this row, and they had too many drinks, and I could have told them right from the get-go, you can't come in here with 3 drinks by yourself. That's gonna be a bit, but I didn't, and here we are. So I didn't want to put myself in a position of blame. I also didn't want to put myself in a position of if she gets up and leaves, and then I lean over, I'm like, hey, just a heads up, that woman that was here a second ago just spilled a soda into your purse. And then she comes back. And then there's a confrontation, and I'm clearly
right.
He told me that you did. So I said nothing. I let it happen. That the woman with the beverages, she ended up like hour and a half later showed back up like 3 rows behind. So she knows what she did and was just like, I'm out.
Sure.
Which I think is what I would have done. So I understand. What do you do in that situation?
No, I think I also turn and run.
You just peace out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I get out of there before anybody notices. I mean, obviously you can't account for the lurkers a couple rows back like Evan, but
I was in the same row as her though. We were in the same row. We didn't make eye contact, but I'm pretty sure she knows that I saw. And now I'm tattling on a podcast that's listened to by some people.
Yep.
So if this gets back to you, you had it coming. You stole a fizzy lifting drink, and you weren't honest.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't stolen fizzy lifting drink, you only would have had those 2 beverages, 1 for each hand, and you'd have been fine.
Yeah, that's true. I think we all agree who's at fault. But I think you and I are also in agreement that had we been at fault, we also would have just disappeared into the shadows.
That's kind of the whole crux of this story is it was nice to see that happen to someone else and not have to actually worry about what I should do, even though I ended up worrying about it anyways. But I was pretty quick to decide, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I did, after the show, though, I did walk back to the seats after the lights came up just to look and see if it was still there. And she was still there. The soda was still there. She clearly still hadn't noticed. I'm like, damn. I kind of was hoping I would have just like walked up and seen her seeing it and go, oh, yeah. So then I could have just seen that because it would have been fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to stick around, you know.
I understand that for sure. It is a little bit like, the story kind of ends, I don't want to say unsatisfyingly, but it would be nice to get that last little bit of resolution of what that woman experienced when she realized she now had a wet, sticky purse.
Yeah, just like last week when it would have been nice to listen to someone get a little electric shock. I'm getting blue-balled over here. I'm not, unsatisfying endings to all of my stories, but this is the life I live.
Yeah.
It's the life you live when you choose not to get involved. I guess.
in your house of dynamite over there, and you might get an unsatisfying ending every now and then.
It's possible. Yeah. If you had a house of dynamite and each piece of dynamite was lit, but then they were all just duds, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
See, just none of them went off.
Yeah. But hey, we've also been referred to as duds, so
Have we?
it would all check out.
Oh man. I was gonna say, speaking of duds, that doesn't feel nice. I don't actually feel that way,
No, me neither.
but I like milk duds. You like milk duds?
Sure, I think I mentioned on this podcast that I thought that instead of in the Gorillaz song "Feel Good," I thought they were saying "Milk Duds." That's how I misunderstood.
I don't remember hearing that
their
at
lyrics.
Like, milk duds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, see, now we've firmly planted it, and I can say, speaking of people who love milk duds, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. This isn't even really a story necessarily as much as it's a conversation starter.
Ooh.
17 minutes into the episode. I unfortunately still have Instagram on my phone. I'd like to get rid of it, but I do. I see like 60% of things that like don't interest me or upset me. And then I get like, we'll say 40% of things that either interest me or are funny. So like I'm still in a losing battle, but I'm not fully ready to delete it, even though it would make me probably happier if I did.
Yeah. I think we all can do that equation in our heads and just say like, yeah, but still. One can equal 3, right? I can make it work.
Yeah, I can make it work. Exactly. I did come across a post that was like, oh, I know my brother and his girl are arguing when I get a text like this. And it's a photo, and I don't have the exact post here, but it's essentially, for anyone watching on YouTube, it's essentially something like this. Of what would you call this? A cookie with ice cream and then another cookie on the other side of it.
There's a very clear answer in my head.
Okay. I also feel like it's a very clear answer.
Yeah.
We'll see if we have the same answer. Evan, what would you call that?
I would call that a sweet, sweet sandwich. No. I'd call it an ice cream sandwich.
I would also call this an ice cream sandwich. Feels pretty obvious. Feels like what they are referred to
around the world.
But apparently that's not necessarily true.
I'm really trying to brainstorm what else anybody could call this. It's probably going to involve cookie, right?
Yeah. So I opened the comments because I, like you, am like, there's only one answer. So why would anyone be fighting about this? A majority of the comments on this post say that this is not an ice cream sandwich. Instead claiming that an ice cream sandwich can only be this treat, the like spongy wafer, the spongy brown wafer on either side of the ice cream.
Which is
any other
also
material
sandwiching
the ice cream. Exactly. They're both sandwiches. But apparently the people online are saying only this is an ice cream sandwich. If there's cookies, it's either a cookie witch, which, first of all, implies that the original sandwich is made of sand, which it's not. It may taste a little like mud, these wafers that I don't care for. But it's, replace that with it's a cookie witch. The other thing I've seen it called is a chip witch.
Sure.
I focusing on the chocolate chips of the cookie, I'm assuming. But
I've heard that term, but
and that feels like maybe that's like more of a brand thing than of like a textbook definition of what this food is. So I went to Google today. Since you and I are on the same page, we don't have to have much of a debate about whether or not that those are all ice cream sandwiches. I think all of these are ice cream sandwiches in the same way that, like, I would say, you know, sourdough bread, rye bread, a bagel, a hamburger bun. Like, these are all types of sandwiches. I wouldn't necessarily refer to all of them differently. I guess a burger maybe you'd refer to as differently, but if it's a burger bun and then like still cold cuts in there, that's
right.
still a sandwich, even though the bread is different than another slice of bread. I'm not changing the name.
Yeah.
But Google's definition here, and this
Okay.
isn't even the AI overview, baby.
Oh,
This is
Google
straight
himself.
up text. An ice cream sandwich is a frozen dessert consisting of ice cream between two biscuits, wafers, soft cookies, or other baked goods. There's
Sold.
your answer. Well, ice cream sandwich is correct.
If I may layer an argument, ice cream sandwiches have layers. Well, I'll add a
Sure.
layer.
A lot like ogres.
Yes, and onions. The worst ice cream
And
sandwich.
onions.
An onion on each side. um, when it comes to an ice, first off, this easily could be one of those things. I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess I never noticed. But like, I feel like if you're buying like a pre-made ice cream sandwich, like they're called ice cream sandwiches. So like, I
Yeah.
don't see them branded anything else ever. But the main thing is like in that it's a sandwich. What you're calling it is referring to what you put on the inside. It's a ham sandwich. It's a turkey sandwich. This is an
Yes.
ice cream sandwich because there's ice cream in the middle. I've never really given a shit what's on either side of an ice cream sandwich. Like you can get as crazy a cookie as you want. It all kind of tastes the same to me because it's frozen essentially. It's just very cold. And there's ice cream in the middle and it's a texture thing. Get over yourselves. You
Exactly.
fucking lunatics.
There is another sentence in this Google definition that
Oh, no.
adds, speaking of, just because you were saying like certainly it's called that around the world, this says the ingredients are not the same around the world, with Ireland using wafers and the United States commonly using cookies.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, all of that to say, this was one of the things that really, for no reason, essentially, upset me on
Yeah.
going through
Caused
the
you
internet and the
grief.
algorithm. This heftily fell into the 60% upsetting things category. And sure, it's refreshing to have something in that 60% not be politics related, but or
Yeah.
AI slop. But I'm just glad to get that human to human validation and vindication and reassurance that these are both ice cream sandwiches. All of
Yeah.
it's ice cream sandwiches.
I feel like 90% of the time when you stumble across something online, especially something like that is just like pedantic and
Yeah.
it makes you mad, it is worth reaching out to another human, because it's basically never that you're going to find a person and they'll disagree so heartily that you will get into an argument about it. And it's a nice
Yeah.
reminder that like, oh yeah, people are people.
Yeah.
People are chill.
People
Mostly.
are chill.
Not everybody.
No, not so much in positions of power, but the
No,
rest of
no,
us can be
no.
pretty chill.
Yeah. I like the rest of us. Yeah.
I wouldn't go quite that far. But would you like to take a little quiz now that we've discussed concerts and ice cream sandwiches?
Certainly.
Wouldn't you like to reward yourself with a sweet little treat of 5 questions of trivia?
My favorite treat. We're kind of like an ice cream sandwich.
I mean,
It's
this
heavily
first
loaded on the
question,
top.
this first question, Evan, is I wouldn't say is unrelated to this
Oh,
ice
brother.
cream discussion that we've had. Question number 1. What term do scientists use to refer to people who have a higher than average number of taste buds? Super tasters? Hypergusters? Gustatory responders? Or hyperpapiers or papillers, perhaps, depending on how you pronounce that double L. As a reminder, Evan, the score is currently 50 in my favor to your 47.
That's pretty close. I definitely can't say I know this, but one of these is a term that I feel like I've heard. And that doesn't mean it's even related to this, but I'm going to have to go with that.
I
So I'm
also
locked
have
in.
my answer. Yeah, I'm locked in as well.
I'm going to say not that. What I am going to say is super tasters.
That's what I'm saying as well. Although I
It's the
would like
simple
to
answer.
refer to it is. I'd like to refer to myself though as a gustatory responder in the future.
I'd like to be a hyperguster.
I want people to bang their pots and pans outside for all the gustatory responders out there. Super Tasters was correct.
All right. In author John Grogan's best-selling memoir, Marley and Me, who's Marley? A dog, a girlfriend, a sibling, or a cat?
I'm gonna say a ghost in chains, right? everybody on the same page.
Jacob.
A reggae singer.
Or that.
I have my answer.
I have my
I'm
answer.
locked in.
I'm locked in.
I got that dog in me answer.
It's a dog. We know
That
this.
is correct. We both got that correct.
Stop wasting our time, Quizzle.
Question number 3. Joaquin Prinz, who spoke just before Martin Luther King at the 1963 March on Washington, was a what? Historian, Catholic priest, Buddhist monk, or rabbi?
Huh.
I have no idea, but I'm
Me
locked
either.
in.
Oh. I don't know, but I'm going to. Yeah, okay. I'm locked in. I'm just on a going first kind of mood. I'm going to say Catholic priest.
I'm going to say rabbi. So we're
Let's go.
not in dissimilar trains of thought here.
Damn
Rabbi
it.
was correct, though. So I
Bullshit.
pick up that point.
In 1876, what inventor uttered the now famous words, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you"? Alexander Graham Bell, Nikola Tesla, Samuel Morse, or Eli Whitney?
It's very possible that I'm conflating different facts in my brain, but I think I know this and I'm locked in.
Exact same boat. And I'm locked in on Alexander Graham Bell.
That's what I'm saying too. That is correct. The final question, Evan. The Cayman Islands are a territory of what country? The United States, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, or Spain?
Yeesh.
This is cool. I didn't think it was going to be any of these four.
Wow. Yeah. I might be changing my guess, but this is a complete guess.
I am also going with, well, yeah, I'm kind of torn. I'm torn between two.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, I don't know about you. I don't even know where these islands are.
No.
Cards on the table, no clue where the Cayman Islands are. I've heard of them. I don't know. I could not tell you. I have a globe next to me. I couldn't tell you where on the globe they are.
I know this is where the uber wealthy have had offshore banking accounts in the Cayman Islands. That could be anywhere.
That could be anywhere. All we know for sure is that it's offshore.
But here's the worst part, which really mucked up my thinking, is being a territory of a country doesn't even necessarily mean you're right next to it. It could be anywhere, these islands.
Could be anywhere.
They could be anywhere, these islands.
They could be anywhere. They could be constantly on the move.
Floating islands. Yeah,
I said I was between two. I'm actually between three. But I have my answer and I'm locking it in for better or for worse.
Same. You go first.
I'm going with the United Kingdom, love.
And I'm going with the Netherlands.
United Kingdom was correct. That makes me 5 for 5 today.
You bastard.
Evan, you are now at 50 points.
All right, at least I'm in there.
Made it into the 50s, and I am at 55.
Wow.
In case you're curious, Evan.
And I am.
The Cayman Islands.
Oh, yes.
Are in the Western Caribbean Sea, which is where I assumed they were until we got those 4 answers and I just assumed I must be wrong.
That's kind of where I was at too, but know that unless I'm wrong there, that most of those islands are American territories. But then I was like, well, that wouldn't make sense. So I got very lost in my own sauce.
Yeah, they are a little south of Cuba.
Okay.
And to the west of Jamaica.
Well, at least I got some of those right. That could have been a disaster.
Sure.
A disaster. Never going to pass here.
No, hang on. I'm doing improv, you guys. Hang on.
He's doing it.
Let me think of another rhyme.
Eat a bowl of pasta.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Of my domain, I am the master.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.